Whereas the Three of Wands can be your ships coming in. No, there ain't no ships coming in. You are going to the ships. Hi, my name's Dee and welcome to Sunchild Tarot. Now this is a general reading for Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, North Node, whatever placement of your chart that you want to look at. And if you're not familiar with the placements in your chart, there is a link down below in the description to get yourself a free birth chart. It's well worth familiarising yourself with because you always want to watch your sun sign. Obviously, that's our heart. But you want to watch your rising sign as well. In ancient astrology, your rising sign was even more important. Also down there's a link to a Facebook group where you can message me directly if you wish to, arrange a personal reading. But also I share these videos, obviously. But I share all the astrology videos that I'm watching as well. So hopefully you can learn as much about the astrology as I do if you wish. I watch a lot of astrology videos though. I don't share them all, but I certainly share the ones where there's not too much woo-woo. So anyway, moving on, as a general reading rules apply. So timing is hardly absolute, never is with tarot. Roles can be reversed. I may be talking about somebody else and actually be referring to you and vice versa if somebody else appears in the reading, which I normally say my readings are quite personal, but this month seems to have proved me wrong. Where the readings are different though is firstly, the reading is for you in its entirety or it's not. There's a past and a present in this spread. Now, if the past and the present do not fit, then the reading's not for you. Go and watch your rising sign. Go and watch your moon sign. If it does fit, the whole whack is for you. It's not a spread that allows for take what resonates, leave the rest. So that's up to your own personal judgment. But the other thing I'd like you to do is to come to this reading with a question. So pause the video if you have to. Take a moment to think about all of the questions that are around you. Focus on one of them. Focus because energy in, energy out, and hopefully I will return that energy to you in the form of the reading. But be aware of all of the questions because the cards will answer what they please and not necessarily what you and I think is the most important one. So having said that, please do comment down below if the reading means anything to you, because it is good to receive feedback. And obviously pressing the like button or the subscribe buttons, being such a young channel as I am, won't harm at all. And I think that's all my blurb done, so let's bring up the cards. Here we go. So there's quite a lot of stories here, Capricorn. There is quite a lot of stories that I am seeing. And what I think is also interesting is that Malthus, one of the Goetic spirits, has come up twice from the Carte Infernale and the Oracle of Heaven and Hell. Now, in the Oracle of Heaven and Hell, he's representing cruelty. But if I remember correctly, Malthus is very good at swaying people's opinions and changing people's minds. And I think, to a certain extent, getting people to do your bidding. But it says here, Malthus is the president of hell who has governance over 40 legions of demons. Demonographers write that he may manifest in the appearance of a man or a raven. So again, representing wisdom. Like I say, he's very air-based, very intellectually based. And that his voice is harsh in either form. So there may be an element of harsh truths that come out with Malthus. I'm going to just grab the book because it really... see what they prefer the divination to be. Focus on physical or metaphorical structure, creating strong foundations or finding weaknesses in seemingly indestructible barriers. So yeah, apparently his he has a gift at finding capable workers and good familiars for those who summon him. But his skills are at building, not just wood and stone, but also with people. Now, that's really interesting, considering this top row here. We have the devil, Four of Wands, King of Pentacles. Now, in that, I'm seeing that someone is issuing you with a challenge or even trying to control. Whereas with you celebrating your commitment to something, you are changing this opposing figure into an ally. So that's one thing that I see there. But like I say, there's lots of stories here at the moment, because I believe that you are at the point where you go, right, it's time to act. I've done the balance thing, you know, I've been making sure that everything's balanced. Now is the time to move forward. Now is the time to act. We have the Temperance card. That beautiful how the water or energy is flowing from cup to cup in a triumphant celebration. He's holding the cups up aloft. Suppose if I show you the card, that will help matters. And this is bringing in change. You are well aware of the change. This is Death from TV Tarot. You're well aware of the change, of the transformation that's going within you, of the things that you are letting go of. And you are emotionally okay with it, with this King of Cups here. But with this being the Devil card, so distant but relevant past, present, future, but really close. Really, really recent past, really, really close future, may already be happening. Remember, timing's not absolute. So this bit is sort of the present. But you are coming off the back of a victory that was this force that was opposing you or trying to control you, was also you moving just a little bit too slowly while you was trying to build something in the real world. Ace of Pentacles, clarified again by the Strength. You set yourself a challenge. So I would assume this is something you've been working at and on for a while. You set yourself a challenge, which you had the strength to do, but you were being slowed down by someone or going too slow yourself. But like I say, that's someone that I believe that you are transforming into an ally. In terms of ritual magic and working with goetic spirits, it's the difference between transforming an entity that is harassing you into a patron. And that is very much covered with this moonology card. Your commitment is being tested. First quarter moon. Now it's first quarter moon as I'm actually performing this reading. Now the angel energy that's covering all of this is also, let me be fully reconciled with what I have been left behind, the angel of reconciliation. So there's an element of pieces of the past that are coming and transforming in the cauldron of you with this Death card. You are the one transforming them, because remember, as within, so without. So if you see external transformations, there are internal ones that have matched it. And if you have internal transformations, you should see external ones to match them. Because you are heading to new shores here. On the bottom of the deck, Six of Swords, Queen of Pentacles, Ten of Wands. So there's a burden that you'll be picking up, but it's a burden that you want to pick up. You've inspected it and you've nurtured it and you've gone, yes, I know exactly what it is that I want to do. So I'm loving this transformation at the top. And also, whoever was harassing you, whether it's going to be a goetic spirit or a physical form, physical person, or some form of rule or law or company or what have you, whatever was standing in your way, that created far more abundance for you than what you would have actually thought. Even though you felt like you was hitting a brick wall, every time you bounced off, it's like you've come away with something more, and you've come away with something more. So because we have the Empress here, that bouncing off the wall and facing that opposition, whatever it was a victory in itself. We have Six of Wands here, and these four piles here represent like the movement of the planets, for want of a better explanation. And we have a tremendous victory energy here. Six of Wands, Six of Wands. This is what you are working off the back of. You have reason to celebrate at the moment, and you have reason to be committed to whatever it is. Yeah, Queen of Pentacles again. So you have been nurturing and building this into the real world. Yes, it might have been slow, but it's been faster than you thought it was. Because every time you bounced off that brick wall, you've made that little bit more progress. You'd pushed them that little bit further back, or pushed them further into that role of guide rather than harasser. But you've had to, it's almost like, if I was to say that you were a sword in the forge, you have been beating yourself with a hammer as well. We have the acceptance card from the Queen of the Moon Oracle. So there has been a whole number of things that you have had to learn to accept, you know, from your past, from the present, from those that are around you, and realizing what influences are positive and are negative, because I feel like there is an influence that you have felt was a negative influence, and it's actually been a pretty positive one. It's been a challenging one. You know, it's like one of those, oh, thank you, Spirit, another learning experience. You know, and it's been one of those moments. Somebody, some personification has been that learning experience for you. And they are going to transform. They're going to work in your favour. Because this, you celebrating your commitment at the moment, is a whole new beginning for you. It's something where you are putting an end to the pain that you have been feeling. Full card with Three of Swords, Ten of Swords. But that Ten of Swords I feel is quite beautiful with the intricacy, if with the way the swords are interweaving one another, if just very, very slightly too complex. Do you know what I mean? It's taken you a while to get to the heart of the matter, but there is healing on offer once you are getting to the heart of the matter, which is what you've been doing. That's celebrating your commitment. Okay, so clarified by the moon. Yeah, this feels so magical, this reading. It really does. So I might stick with what I was saying about spiritual entities assisting and what have you. You can take that as metaphor, or you can take it as a literal, because we have the moon, right, influencing that which you need to look into and that which you need to examine. And you need to examine the death that you are going through, the transformation that you are going through. You may feel like you're having to protect everything, but angel number 44, which means whatever it means, I can't remember, for the moment that you are in right now, I think it's something to do with stability, firm foundation, or that sort of having built something up to a certain level and ready to spring on. That's what the fours always mean for me. But this so looks like a load of witches dancing around the bonfire in the traditional Hollywood sense, you know. I mean, I've danced around a bonfire a time or two myself, you know, so, but, you know, there's, this whole thing is going to give you a wonderful forward motion, a wonderful, charging ahead. So whereas you felt that things were slow, you are speeding up. And if you were punished for being slow, however you want to say that, you know, whether it's some spiritual entity going, you know, whacking you around the back of the head going, speed up, you know, or your parents just saying, haven't you got that done yet? Or, you know, or a partner or a boss or what have you. You are speeding up, and you are speeding up because you can finally see the goal. And there's a certain dream that you are going, yes, I know what dream has value now. That's interesting then, because with the Temperance and the Death card there, it's almost like you could be putting a dream to rest in the form of this transformation. We have the Eight of Cups here as you set your sights on a whole new target, on a whole new and fairly mysterious target. You know, this card has been really popular in these May readings, Three of Wands. It's turned up for everybody, practically. And there is almost a vortex of birds spiraling above that one tree, which obviously is a bit world tree-ish. You know, there's it's a place on a grassy hillside where there is no other trees there. That's where you go and seek shelter. That's where you commune with Buddha. That's where you seek enlightenment. That's where you climb to one of the other 9 worlds, whatever. But with the spiral above it, it is a mysterious destination. It's not completely revealing itself, but it will bring untold benefits. But whereas the Three of Wands can be your ships coming in, no, there ain't no ships coming in. You are going to the ships. You know, because I mean, hey, do you see a harbour on there? No, you're going to the ships. Which figures with that Six of Swords on the bottom of the deck. So, King of Pentacles, as I said, it's that transformation of harasser into patron. But also, yes, because they are taking you far. They are well taking you far, and they are giving you assistance in a way so that you can take assistance to someone, something. You know, it's Six of Coins here. So that can be the money lender. That can be the act of charitable giving. That can be the act. So I'm feeling like there is a gift coming to you that you are then able to pass on, almost like a grounding some form of celestial hocus pocus energy and then beaming it out to the world. Whether you're looking at that in sort of starseed terms of 5D Syrian love vibrations, or one of the many rays of the Ascended Masters and then beaming it out, to a more sort of, no, I've forgotten what my other option is there. I got carried away with that first option. Oh no, the other option was more like Green Lantern's light. You know, it comes from the heart of Oa and is beamed into your ring, and then you beam it out and do good with it in the world. So there is some form of transferal of positive energy to you that you're not to keep hold of, that you are to pass along, and you are becoming empowered by the very act of passing it along, even though you find it scary as hell. So, you know, don't think this is all good. It sounds all wonderful, doesn't it? But it's not necessarily going to be easy, just as it hasn't been easy. But where the difficulties are going to shift and change, because like I say, you don't quite know what the destination is. You will find yourself questioning, is this dream really, really, really worth it? And I think you're going to find that the answer is yes, because you choose the correct burden to take up. Well, you choose a burden to take up, but Two of Swords twice. So you need to be studying the, oh, excuse me. You need to be studying this very, very carefully to make sure that there isn't something that you are blind to. But there's also that, like that moon card that you've got at the moment, that image of the twin energies that you are bringing together. The twin energies are the transformation of the challenger and the patron. They're the same being, but two very different faces of the same being. And we're moving from those Two of Swords to the Two of Cups. A beautiful unity of dreams, a beautiful unity of forces working correctly. Oh, look, clarified by the Lovers. And interestingly, Five of Pentacles, which in this deck I'm seeing, the one thing I am seeing is more the assistance being given. So you're not on your own with whatever you are doing. But yeah, if you can be stressed about it, there's not a great deal of point. Remember, we have this acceptance card. You know, try not to, that's the second Nine of Swords that we've had. So try not to be too stressed, because the Three of Wands is making its reappearance again, indicating that forward motion. So you are having forward motion in the physical realms, which is then echoed by forward motion in your spiritual self, which is blessed. That is the Sun card. But it is the Sun card out of the TV tarot, so this is Miami Vice. What did they do? Like Jessica Fletcher over here, Queen of Wands. They were detectives. This is something where you need to keep examining and looking and examining. But you are being guided well. You are being guided to find good connections with Malthus here, who, since he's appeared on 2 different decks, if you work with a Goetia, have a look at Malthus. So, where are we? Chizard, from the Angelarium, the Sephiroth, the right hand of the Tree of Life, empathy. Remember how I was saying you were being put into a giving role and that you are transferring, that you are being a conduit of something. The lessons that you are learning right now are lessons that you can pass on, as well as what I was saying about energy and, or look at it as opportunity. You know, this could easily be someone that was harsh towards you and then invests in you and allows you to invest in other people. It could also represent pyramid selling, to be quite honest, because it's the same sort of model going on about how something comes down and then spreads out. But let's face it, pyramid selling is a little bit icky, and I would avoid pyramid selling per se, although it's a great way to, not pyramid selling, but that pyramid model, it's a great way to look at how you can spread things out throughout the community for the better. But you are putting matters of the past to rest here with that angel of reconciliation. Let's look at the distant past. So you've had a great change beforehand where you let go of something. It gave you a chance to move forward, and your intuition led you to a form of wish fulfillment where you were stood just a little bit on your own, but comfortable. And then it was almost like you was wanting to make an offer to the world, but you was a little bit unsure about it because this is the Knight of Cups, but look how very distant he is. I feel like he's like a long, long, long way away. You know, can you hear me over there? But that's when you went into a recent choice that was presented to you, but it's also the Lovers card, so there may well be a relationship that's been going on here during all of this, because we have the Lover card as the first astrological influence of the present, and 2 of Cups at the end, just after the present. So there was a choice that was presented to you that did not interfere with you being in charge of yourself, but there was a tremendous amount of dramatic activity around you. It's the Wheel of Fortune here, but in this card, I think that's supposed to be the Winter King out of the Game of Thrones. So, you know, it's not the most positive Wheel of Fortune here, and you may have been called or emotionally called by yourself to try and protect things, as we saw with that four of coins up here. But that has been very slightly counterproductive for you. Because if you were kept following your intuition, 10 of Cups, you know, there has been a happy situation on offer for you recently, and it's still there for grabbing. If this is a relationship thing, though, remember, Venus retrograde at the moment, take it slowly. There's no need to commit to anything. And by the looks of these cards, you're totally going to ignore that advice because you're in the middle of committing right now. Hopefully that committing started before Venus entered its shadow period. I don't think it's turned retrograde quite yet as I do this reading. So let's have a look. We've done the potential alternate future. The final outcome card then. Well, hopes and fears. I think you're both excited about the transformation that you're going through and a bit nervous as to what you will be recognized as, but you're so close, so do not give up. And this is what I think that these cards are telling me. Do not give up. You're so close. As I said, from this first quarter moon, your commitment is being tested. So for the future, we have, this is beautiful, we do have that recognition. It is coming to you. But with this, my third deck, I always rather see the Tavaglione deck as one that is reflecting the more mystical and spiritual aspects. So it's a form of internal spiritual recognition, or recognition of your spiritual self by somebody who it matters to have received it by. But remember, it's more recognition of yourself by yourself, which is the most important one. But you have the strength to surge ahead with this, and things are going to be moving faster than you expect. We have 8 of Wands here, TV Tarot, it's the Flash. But again, that detective aspect. Remember that Barry is a forensic scientist. So all through this reading, there is look into the details, look into the details, look into the details. So yes, you need to be guided by your intuition, but you are to be guided by your intuition once you have looked at all the details. Be very, very careful that you are fair and that you are looking in both directions, that you are prepared, because there is a risk that there will be something you can be blind to, and you don't want to be. You really don't want to be. Get as much information as you can. So if this means anything to you, Capricorn, because it's highly specific, if it does mean anything to you, please do comment down below. Like I said, press like and subscribe while you're there. It really helps. In the meantime, your next reading that will come out should be the full moon Gods at Play reading, which will have a look at the opposing forces that will be under the period of the full moon. In the meantime, yeah, just keep looking into all the details. Cheers.